Hello everybody, welcome back to Real Talk Kinda. I'm your host, Hayden McGraw, and today I am joined by...
your other host, Griffin Murray.
And today we'll be going over one of the most famous indie movies of all time.
Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope.
It originally didn't start off as Episode 4. That was, in later releases, they just had it Star Wars. They don't want to get it confused. If you guys have never heard of it, I think there is now at least, 11 like theatrical movies? Because you get the 3 trilogies and then that Rogue One and a Solo, right?
Then yeah, answered your own question there.
There you go.
I just sat there staring off this way.
But yeah, there's 11 films in the franchise. I have seen almost all of them except I think the Clone... What's it called? Not the Clone Wars. Attack of the Clones. It's technically the only one I haven't seen in theaters because when I was really young, I saw Episode 3 when it first came out, but I don't remember it. I saw Phantom Menace re-released, and then the original trilogy. I guess I've technically seen them all at the place I work at. Is that a theater?
Sure.
And then the new ones I've obviously all seen in the theaters. How do you remember how you got into Star Wars, or because Star Wars is such a phenomenon, it's been a thing for so long?
I don't know. This is terrible. So I don't know what to do with myself. I'm so out of practice. It's been like
forever. The issue is we suck at recording.
So Fantastic
weekly.
Four came out. We recorded that one. I actually, when I was editing it, noticed that I made a joke that for everyone who was waiting for us to cover a new and a what's the word? A relevant movie. It's like, here it is, and that was.
Oh,
I think it's now on DVD at Walmart.
Correct. Yes, it actually, yeah.
It's well past being new and relevant.
But I went on vacations. I was kind of in the middle of 2 vacations, and then I had some stuff going on, and then I got sick. So it's like I've been out, and I'll take all the blame for.
And I was just at home.
He's just at home. So I'll take all the blame for everything. I didn't really record a podcast when I was sick because I didn't want you guys to hear me sick because that's just not a good start.
And we didn't want to get you guys sick.
We didn't want to get you guys sick.
I don't know where it started, but I remember when The Force Awakens came out. Me and my uncle went and saw it at the Regal in Fort Wayne. And first off, I don't know what year that was, but it was the coolest thing. However old I was, because that theater had I want to say fairly recently opened, so it was really nice. The chairs now are all destroyed and it looks terrible, but it was it was
our theater.
Yeah, it was brand new. And it was the coolest thing ever because it had reclining seats, and I was like, this is awesome. Some of that played into why I was so into it, because I was just this is a great time.
The coolest thing ever.
But from there, it just snowballed.
We had, because I lived in Lima, Ohio, when Force Awakens first came out. We'd lived not too far from Regal. So we'd gone at midnight showing to see it. And I remember being really invested at the start, really liking Rey and liking it. And then it was midnight. I was whatever age I was at the time. I mean, I was young, whatever. I fell asleep. And then I woke up conveniently when Han Solo fucking dies. And I remember being hold on, what the fuck? The one guy I knew from Star Wars, just died. And that honestly made me like Star Wars more, because I was like, wait, this is kind of cool. This is kind of has a story to it. The Force Awakens really opened me up. And then I remember coming home and watching A New Hope. Not for the first time, because I had seen them all before. Obviously, my dad was a huge fan. We had Star Wars posters in our hallway. Instead of family portraits, it was Star Wars Episode 1. A portrait, the movie poster. And on the other side was Attack of the Clones. This was not a... my dad had an entire Star Wars room that I basically grew up in because that's what the computer was.
Yeah, had, past tense.
No, he still does. Now it's 10 times bigger. Just the computer's not there anymore.
Here's a picture of it.
Oh, I could just throw a picture up. There it goes.
Or a little video pan.
Oh, yep. Look at that.
Now it's a video.
Whoa, that was crazy. That is absolutely insane. And
I thought we were talking over the video.
Oh, you want to?
You want a silent
Dude,
video?
so this is absolutely crazy.
Whoa, this is...
Whoa.
Are we actually going to say something like of substance? Oh, okay, sorry.
This is... No, I wasn't going to. Sorry,
okay.
I thought you were...
Oh, no, I was...
Tylenol.
So I don't know whatever if that is usable, but... Wow, look at
I do like, though, when we just ramble and then we piece it together. No, that's where I remember getting really into Star Wars, is about... like what you said, around the same time as The Force Awakens, which is kind of what they're trying to do when they bring back these older films and they try to bring them into a new audience and freshen them up. I think that the new trilogy is great. I think we should cover it. I mean, not all 3 movies are perfect, but I think overall the trilogy is good. Might get torn to shreds for that one, but we'll see.
I'm going to remain silent so at least one of us can still have a podcast after this.
But we are doing this episode mostly on The Force Awakens. Or no, I lied. On A New Hope. We're mostly doing this episode on A New Hope, which was the first one. And for people back then, I think one of the most compelling parts of the film is right when it starts, you are in the middle of the conflict. Mm-hmm. You are not explained, oh, this is how the Empire rises. They did that way later on, with the prequels. Shut up. With the prequels. They did that way later on with the prequels, where they went back and explained that. I like that you're put straight into the middle of the story. And
it's interesting coming off of the Fantastic Four one, which I have a little more of a step above you because I just listened to it.
Oh, yeah.
I don't know if you did once I posted it, but...
I've watched, I don't watch the whole thing.
Yes, you would have watched some of it. Anyway.
I watched some of it, though. I review it.
I forgot what I was going to say.
Yeah, step up because of the Fantastic Four.
Got it now. In that movie, we kind of said, it jumps in after their story was told, but they didn't, A New Hope did a good job of still making the story compelling.
Yes.
Where Fantastic Four, I would say, didn't.
I would agree with you.
It is A New Hope establishes real stakes to what's going on, and I don't want to say it's because it's a Marvel movie, but it's I feel like Fantastic Four just opened with that, and it was okay, they're gonna fight and they're gonna be fine.
But see, and that's one thing is Fantastic Four. We first of all knew who lives, kind of. I mean, we talked about in the episode how we thought Vanessa Kirby's character. Why can't I think of her name right now?
Sue
Storm. Yeah, we thought she was going to die at that one point, but then it's they already had her in Doomsday, so really how did that happen? And I feel part of that was going into it, we knew something was going to have to happen to their universe. They go to the MCU, so if the whole planet blew up, it was kind of whatever. But if in Star Wars, when you're watching it, if their whole planet blows up, you're kind of
which it does.
True. You're kind of oh shit,
that's a whole planet.
That's a whole planet full of the people we just saw, or people that we know have family or whatever there. And I think that's part of it, is it starts you in the middle of the war, it starts you in the middle of the war.
The Star War.
But it starts with Luke in the beginning of his story, where he learns about all this stuff and learns, from Obi-Wan, about the Force and learns about all this other stuff, where it's you learn alongside Luke, but you're not learning the entirety of the Empire story and everything else.
It's not telling the story of Star Wars as the franchise. It's telling the story of Luke.
Correct.
So it doesn't need to say, oh, here's where the Empire started. Here's who's actually pulling the strings. Here's why they're doing this. It's that doesn't matter. That's not why we're here.
Yeah.
And they do a good job at
it. It does an amazing job of just giving you a compelling story, giving you characters to care about, but also not having to overly explain everything because it's a first movie in a franchise, which I think is something not a lot of franchises do. A lot of them like to over-explain every little bit and piece to make sure you really understand instead of, but again, they didn't know that they're going to be getting a whole 11 movie franchise, 6, 7. They didn't know they were going to get to 6, 7.
We're still recording.
Hey, we're still here. If you remember the Fantastic Four episode, we did that in one shot, and then he cut it up.
Yeah,
Totally.
that was all a lie. There was no issues.
No, it was terrible. Although I will say, you weren't sweating as much as I thought you were. I wanted to see how progressively sweaty you got. It wasn't as bad on camera.
It still got pretty bad though. 'Cause I
Did
saw
it?
it too.
I
'Cause
honestly didn't see it get that bad.
There was a spot right here at the beginning. It was kind of funny because you could watch the progression. There was a spot right here of something. I probably dumped water or something on myself. And it dried up and went away. And then slowly, almost like I was getting infected by something, like it just like started creeping in everywhere.
Really?
It was fun.
See, I went back. I have to go back and look again. Maybe I didn't look that close. I was like, it doesn't look that bad. I went to the end, like end. I went from like the start to the end. And I was like,
well,
7.
at the end, I wasn't. It was just my face.
That's true. Yeah, because we didn't do an outro.
No, we did.
Well, you didn't see the outro.
I think my favorite thing, and this episode's gonna be what it's gonna be. I don't know how much Star Wars we're gonna get to, but there's a point
Do
where
you like it more like that, or do you like it more like where we actually talk to the movie?
Yeah, tell us. Do you want us to start talking about a movie and then kind of throw the movie away for a second? Or do you just want movie? Because if you just want movie, I can't promise anything.
Yeah, I know.
But there's a point where you go, yeah, I can't believe we just lost that footage. Anyway, my favorite part of the movie was, and then it cuts again. That was where the clip truly ended. Like I didn't cut it. It was.
I think my favorite part is when Galactus reaches into the building. We filmed that like 3 fucking times.
I watched that I think 4 times. It was like, yeah. Anyway, I can't believe we lost that. My favorite part was. It's like, you can't make this up.
That was bad. Guys, remember, if you're recording something, to clear out your storage.
Yes.
Kind of like Luke Skywalker needed to clear out the Empire.
Right, and it all circles back.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know what to say. I guess I will say, kind of take it back 15 steps. I had watched at least A New Hope. I'd watched some Star Wars before The Force Awakens because I knew when the like certain like items that were nostalgic were supposed to be, like the Millennium Falcon and Luke's lightsaber, Han and Chewie. Was that it in that movie? Leia,
Han, Chewie. Like the characters?
just like the things that were coming back that were like, oh, this is
everybody knows kind of what they are.
everything that was like, oh, from the last movies.
Got it.
Everything that I was like supposed to know. Like I saw like whatever, the Millennium Falcon. I was like, oh my gosh, that's that thing. How is it here? Which is a
Darth Vader's mask
conversation, but
is that
oh
one
yeah,
in that?
yeah. Is that one?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it's all of them.
I saw that in California when we just went.
Man, I went to California. My name's Hayden. I went to California. My name's Hayden. That's what you sound like right now. I went to California. My name's Hayden. Went to California. I'm just kidding. But yeah.
Now I'm gonna be home for a very long time.
I don't know what about the movie, like I don't know what about it was like, this is a movie that I need to like.
Yeah.
But something just...
It's the thing of like, I watch Star Wars and I'm like, I know why people like this and I understand it and I enjoy this too. But then it's like franchises like Harry Potter, where I look at it and I'm like,
I don't get it.
Why do people fucking like this? And they are very compared. Like, people who like one will be like, okay, I get why you don't like it, but like, they're similar, like the action, and that's what people...
No, I mean, it is the same story. Have you ever seen those comparisons? Oh, it is like
1 to 1,
like beat for beat, like the same overarching story. I'll find a video once.
And it's like, I feel like that makes sense. But to me, like, even clips of Star Wars, I'm like, that's cool as hell. I see clips of Harry Potter and I'm like,
these guys walk around with sticks?
Like, what the fuck? Sticks that shoot light out? Like, what? And they say stupid words with it? Like, I like when you hold your hand out and say no words and things just float around.
Right.
That's cooler.
There's something I was going to say to that, but I don't know. No.
Fuck Harry Potter. We'll never review that on here. Even though it's Chris Columbus and I love Chris Columbus's work. No Harry Potter.
No Harry Potter.
Did your family not like Star Wars?
I have a funny
Like beforehand?
story for that, but I'm not gonna say it here. I'll tell you separately. I wouldn't say they didn't like. It's not that they didn't like it, but like my parents watched like A New Hope
Yeah,
and
just like everybody.
maybe Empire, but it wasn't like they were following the prequels and they were.
Okay. See, because it's like both of my parents, like, okay, so, and this is a thing I guess I can say. My mom and my dad, when they met, my mom was really impressed. My dad has a life-size Yoda from the Phantom Menace that he got at, I think, like Ray's or it's like a Kroger type store. They did a thing way back in the day. And then my mom was really impressed that he had that. And that's like the coolest thing ever. And she always will be like, that's the thing that won her over, was the big Yoda statue. So I think I have part of my existence to thank to a Yoda statue.
Yoda.
But I mean, I think that is the power of Star Wars. It's that cool. Like, there is such iconic characters. You know, like Frank Oz, who plays Yoda, also did a lot of Muppet stuff. He directed Little Shop of Horrors. Like, the reach of Star Wars is crazy. The amount of people that worked on it, the amount of people who like contributed to it, the amount of like aliens in the background, the amount of the puppetry, the everything, I feel like is so perfect for a movie that's so old. Like, it like was a pioneer of a lot of this stuff.
For a movie that was kind of taking a risk on itself.
Exactly.
Like, it wasn't...
I mean, George Lucas didn't even go to the premiere because he thought it would flop so bad.
Right.
But there was lines of people, like lines and lines of people outside of things just to watch it. And that's insane because like you don't see that for much today. Past like the first day something comes out, people might be lining up for it just because they're excited for the new Marvel movie or whatever. Right. But like the weekends afterwards, you don't see people like still freaking out over movies anymore.
Is he still alive?
Who?
George Lucas?
Yes.
I feel like since he's been not outcast, but like kind of outcast in the the Star Wars world, like I for some reason I always feel like he's dead. Because normally whenever they do things like that, they don't like outcast the guy who. Why did he?
I mean, he just wanted to be done, I assume. I just think he had made as much money as he possibly wanted. Like, there's a point where you make so much money, it's like, okay, what am I going to do with the money if I make more?
Right.
So it's kind of like, he could sell the franchise, make $1 bajillion, and then go live the rest of his life doing whatever he wanted to do. I think he went on to do, like, war films, but I could be wrong about that. But I think that's what he did, like, after Star Wars,
right.
Which kind of makes sense.
He went from a war film in space to a war film on Earth.
On Earth, where, yeah. So,
Sorry.
No, I was going to say, I'm not sure.
It's kind of like, so I just rewatched all the Tom Holland Spider-Man movies.
Peak.
And it's just like that.
In preparation for the new one, or just
in preparation just for today?
Oh.
No, I was just like, man, I want to watch. Except
I did that not too long ago.
I've only watched Homecoming like twice because it's my biggest problem with those movies. All the Spider-Man movies is their Sony stuff, but like through Disney and through Marvel, but like not really. It's like they're never all anywhere.
Yeah.
So then I finally got them all in one place, and like I want to watch them all. But like you look at Star Wars stuff, and you're like, that's just cool. It's like the same thing, but like a lot of Marvel's. Like, so I started watching Homecoming, and then Iron Man shows up. Like, well, now I want to watch Iron Man, and then I saw a clip from Ant-Man, and I was like, Ant-Man's a cool movie, and it's like, and then you think about Harry Potter, and it's like guys walking around with sticks and girls walking around with sticks, and they're like, spell name, and they're like, whoa, I just zapped you. It's like, wow, that's so boring. Get me a big old laser sword.
But I feel like if I ever gave it a chance, if I ever gave it a chance and I didn't look at it like this is the dumbest shit ever, I'd probably like it. But like, did the Universal stuff for Harry Potter, and I will just be honest, two things: they're British and I don't understand them very well, and two, it was very like the rides are cool, but I got no idea what the fuck is going on.
I will say one of the coolest ride aesthetics in the recent history is that Hagrid's motorcycle with the sidecar ride.
Oh yeah,
It just looks cool.
I did not get to do that. That gets like 90-minute lines. We did not get to do that. But yes, that I wanted to ride. That looks very cool. People say that's like one of the coolest things ever. That genuinely, I am interested in that. But it's just like, even when you go in and you stand in the queues and stuff, like the new one, like when you walk into the tunnel, like to enter the ride, they like blow smoke in your face to like you're appearing. And even that, I was like, I don't get it. But like when I go on the Star Wars ride and they open it up to all the stormtroopers, I'm like, holy shit, this is the coolest stuff ever.
I will say that they really did a good job with Rise of the Resistance.
Yeah.
When it works. Whenever it's working, it's so cool. When it's not working, it's just
Oh my god. Set restored. Over.
When it's working, it's a great ride. When it's not working, it's just another day at Hollywood Studios.
That is true.
Because
Disney's Hollywood Studios.
Because it never works.
I feel like... Yeah, I feel like that ride broke down. I'm trying to remember. I think 3 times they put it like the announcement out. But, you know, I don't remember. Because sometimes it breaks down so closely together that I don't know if it's still continuing the announcement from before. Or if it's back up and then it has broken down again. But that line took forever.
I don't think... Well, I guess it can happen, but I bet a lot of the time I bet it was probably just a continuation. They run one car and then they have to legally like say that it's...
Well, that's what, when we went to, this is going to be so off, but when we went to Epic, there was one point where we got taken off, because I told you about my mom's shoe and stuff like that,
Oh,
right?
yeah.
And we'd taken off, and we had to watch them put every single thing down and run them all the way through, because then one of them would come out with a red light that says like one of the restraints are broken or whatever. And so I watched them put all of the restraints down, send them through, and there's like, I mean, there were so many. Like, there was times where I'm like, it has to be all the way through, and they're still doing it. So finally they get to the one where he then has a red light and everybody's clapping, and it's like, it felt like 20 minutes of them like putting down things. So I can't imagine for like Rise of the Resistance, like how many different vehicles they have set up ready to go into this motion, like it's trackless. I mean, it's got to be some insane like stuff. Like if anything's even on the track, it like won't work. They have to like go clean the floors or some shit. I don't know.
Something with the trackless ride systems doesn't... They almost never open with the parks.
Yeah.
For whatever reason, they can't figure that one out. I don't understand what the difference is. Like, why?
It is. It's very high tech and it's very cool. I mean, because it's like magnets under the floor, right?
I have no idea.
But it's like, it's cool. But I absolutely kind of, I'm like, I feel like a track would just, I know it's not as immersive, but I feel like if it just gave me something that made it work 100% of the time,
the problem
or 90%
with those is that they, like, those rides can only be done to the degree they are without a track. Like, at this point, it's not even about the immersion.
Yeah, that's
like
true.
all the moving and all the escalators, the elevators they have, and all that. Like,
I forgot because you go into that room and then like go up and then there's no, that's really high tech for.
Same thing with like what are the ones? Runaway Railway.
Yeah,
that one's very like because your cars switch positions. Mm-hmm. Like you can start in the front, you end up in the back of the line. Like
no, that is kind of crazy. Then when you're in the room, 1, 2, 3.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's pretty damn cool. Like that ride design is so cool, and I would love to see that more. Because I feel like the Ratatouille ride does that too.
Yeah. That one is a little more like...
It feels a lot more linear.
That one's a little more... It probably could be done as like a dark ride, but still, it's like it moves enough to where I don't think it could be, but I don't know.
Yeah.
Whatever. We're not here to...
Ratatouille ride review.
Another episode, time we're talking about Disney rides.
Well, the Star Wars rides are there, and I would say when me and my brother went to California,
Mom, hey, I went to California.
we actually skipped the Star Wars rides this time.
Because it's exactly the same.
Because they're exactly the same, and also I was like, I'm not gonna lie to you, I don't want to do the Millennium Falcon that badly right now. It was the coolest thing at first, and then I feel like I realized how little you really are controlling. Like, even when you're moving up and down, it doesn't feel like you are. And then I feel like everybody has to work together and nobody works together. So every time I felt like I've always lost or, beat the fuck out of the ship. So it's like, I'm not the biggest fan of it. I feel like it's not as self-explanatory as I wish it was.
So whenever we first went, once it opened, we went in 2019, like fall break of 2019, maybe. Was it? It would have been 19. Yeah. And it had like just opened ish.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, it was the coolest thing ever. But the best part of it was the door. So the ride finished, the doors opened, and the cast member walked in, and she goes, "You guys were 1 point off from a perfect score." She goes, "I've never seen that happen."
Oh,
like completely like broke the like character of like whatever they're supposed to be doing. But she was like just amazed, and that was kind of cool. But
That's
then
crazy.
at the same time, then like it's like you're.
What were you when you did it?
I think. I don't know.
Because I've never engineered. I feel like that you just press buttons.
I like that one because it feels like I'm in the movie and I know what I'm doing. Because the buttons light up and you like push them, which sounds dumb. But then you're sitting there and you're like watching everybody have fun and you're just like hanging out. And I was like, oh, I'm gonna push these buttons and fix this thing, and it's like, yeah, I know what I'm doing.
See, I've only ever did the what would that be? Right pilot. I've left piloted, and then I've done the gunning because I think I've wrote it 3 times, and I did the gunner. But I've never done engineer. I always try to avoid that because I feel like it's boring.
The first time I wrote it, I was whichever pilot does the hyperdrive.
Yeah,
because that was
But my dad.
sick.
So I was supposed to do hyperdrive, and my dad was like reached over, did it himself, and I was like, "What the fuck? That's my thing." But
The only spot on that ride that is truly unenjoyable is the gunner.
Yeah,
because you literally sit there and just go. And
I even think I did the select, so you can actually like aim the gun thing too. But then I didn't understand what I was supposed to be doing.
But you can't really.
Yeah, that's why what I realized. I was like, I should have just auto gunned because my mom does not like. One thing she said when we went to Universal, she likes rides, but she doesn't like the gaming part of rides. She doesn't game at all. So she's very much just if there's a button, she'll click it, but she does not want to even be doing that. So she's kind of one of those people where she was just like, I'll do whatever. We're all fighting over what we want to do, and she did not give a shit.
Sometimes it's nice to have, though.
Yeah, but then it brings your score down, and it's like, ugh, why did we have to have you here?
So I always say when I go on vacation,
ruining everything. No, but A New Hope is crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
We could just be like Star Wars and stuff.
Honestly, I think we should just title it Star Wars.
Star Wars stuff. Because at this point, we have not talked
this is not
about A New Hope.
at all.
But that's okay, because this is real talk. Kinda. Which means we kind of talk about reels, and then kind of talk about whatever we want.
Somebody, I forget who it was, and I might have brought this up last time, but they were like, you should talk more about the movie. I'm like, no, that's not the point.
And I was gonna even bring this up. There's so many people who've talked about who are way higher of like level like of movie criticism than we are, who've talked about Star Wars: A New Hope. I feel like if you're coming here to listen to us talk about it, you want to hear us talk about it. Like you don't want to hear a movie critic.
Right. You want to hear me. You want to hear me
view.
Talk about Spider-Man.
Yeah.
If you come here to hear us talk about Star Wars: A New Hope, you want to hear me talk about Spider-Man, and that's plain and simple.
Okay, so you got all the way to. Did you watch No Way Home?
Yeah,
Then did you watch the extended version of No Way Home?
I believe so.
So good. I feel like any second you can give me extra with Toby and Andrew is like the best thing ever.
I'm gonna go with I did. So when the movie started, it was the 3 of them like on like a Zoom call.
Yeah.
And I was like, I don't know what's going on. And there was some scene where I was like, I don't remember this. So that makes sense.
He like climbs the gym wall. Is that what it was? Because I know that was added. He like climbs the gym wall as Spider-Man, and they're all like, he's Spider-Man. Climb the wall, boy.
Okay.
That shit. That was added, and then they talk a little bit more. Toby and Andrew, they give more banter to them. But that's so. I love that movie genuinely. Like
it was
people
was
shit
really
on
good.
it a little bit now because
That's
it's
crazy.
like when it first came out, it was like the biggest thing, and then people now, as it's getting further away, they're starting to criticize it, just like they do with anything ever. Pretend like it was the worst movie ever made, and this ruined
So
the MCU.
what are they criticizing it for? Man, they made a good movie.
No, because they brought back, and they think it's lazy to bring back Tobey and Andrew, especially when Tom Holland was kind of, I mean, he was setting up a good story. He had a good storyline, and they're like, well, then they had to bring the old Spider-Man back to do it, and now nobody knows who he is, so you're kind of restarting the whole thing. And then they argue that it's just a lazy because they brought back everybody. But it's the multiverse. Why would they not do that?
It built his character because he's committing to the fact that he would rather save the people that he loves than have them know who he is. Like,
Yeah.
like he's putting others first. That's kind of Spider-Man's whole thing. Like, that's
I think people love to just get upset about
people get
anything.
upset about everything.
But honestly, peak movie. Genuinely. I cannot. Have you seen the leaks about Tobey Maguire maybe being in Doomsday?
I don't believe anything I see on
That's where I don't know.
Marvel
but
stuff. I fully just not
hope.
even.
Like that's the thing, is I know, because the issue, I went into Doctor Strange thinking a lot of the leaks were going to be true, and then almost nothing, literally nothing I thought was going to happen in that movie happened in that movie. I mean, I still got surprised, like John Krasinski like showing up was cool,
Right.
but like that's not what I thought the leaks, what the leaks were pointing at. Same thing with Deadpool and Wolverine. All the leaks were saying that they were going to go travel through all the just different old Marvel movies and like do all that. So I was waiting for that to happen, and it never did because those leaks weren't true. So that's kind of where like,
Speaking of that, is in Endgame. I would say that's what made that movie good. Was going through those different things.
oh yeah, for sure.
And the way they addressed getting the Infinity Stones, and they did all that stuff. Like that was what made that movie fun. Was they're like, oh, this situation when they go to New York. This battle is happening. Here's Loki doing whatever, and then it's like, but also then all this is happening in the background while the whole other movie is just happening simultaneously.
Yeah. No, I think that's like the coolest part, and I'm genuinely so excited for Doomsday. Like, they just wrapped filming on it, and it's like, I'm not, because I watched the new Marvel Zombies, right? And I will say I watched it originally because Spider-Man was in it, and then have you watched it?
I said I'm gonna watch it tonight,
yeah,
and then
yeah.
I didn't.
This doesn't seem like a big spoiler because I feel like it'd be obvious if you thought about it a little bit. But then it's not Tom Holland's Spider-Man voice again. And it doesn't even look. Every other person looks like them,
yeah.
except him. And then I kind of got to it, and I was like, man, that's kind of. I like Spider-Man, so I was like, that's kind of why I was watching it. It is still very good, and I highly recommend it. It is. I'm not a big animation fan, so it took me about 2 episodes to get over the fact that it's all animated. But after that, I was like, okay, it's only 4 episodes long too, so it's like, it's an easy watch. I would say if there is things you want us to do, I haven't looked at the comments on Fantastic Four, if there is any.
I don't know. It just went up. What, this morning?
It was
No,
up
yesterday.
If you haven't already watched it, I highly recommend watching the episode. It's pretty. Griffin has some fun commentary cuts in. We fucked up.
It made me laugh, and it's not just like because I want to think that I'm funny. It's like it was genuinely stuff. Like I said earlier about how it cut back from me recording a separate video saying we lost the footage for the next 45 minutes. And then to Hayden saying, man, I can't believe we lost the footage. Anyway, my favorite part of the movie was, and then it cuts off again. And it was like,
I think, honestly, I feel like we say this after every episode, but after that episode we filmed, I was kind of like, this is going to suck. Like, because the issue is we didn't even know what we had filmed and what we had cut. So we were trying to, like, catch back up with certain things, and I'm sure there was things we said multiple times. But it was not.
It honestly took like 2 hours to film, but ended up being like a 35-minute video.
Yeah, it was ridiculously... And it was also... The movie had just come out, and so at the time I was nervous of like, are we spoiling stuff? But then by the time we ever got the episode out, it was already like, who gives a shit?
But then we waited 3 months to release it.
So it's like, you already know everything.
Also, we're working... Spotify is giving me troubles. It took 4 hours to upload Beetlejuice.
Yikes.
Beetlejuice just went up last night. Nope, this morning. Because it took 4, and I can never find 4 hours that I would be thinking of the fact that I need 4 hours to upload this. Because my laptop has to be open and on or at least have the tab open.
Oh. That's weird.
So,
how long is Beetlejuice? Like 45 minutes?
Yeah.
Yikes.
So I don't know if the file was just weird.
Or if it's just Spotify's... I know Spotify started streaming their audio. They changed how they stream their audio. So I wonder if it's converting...
Oh.
I'm like snotty still. I wonder if it's converting like our audio or something. Because I know they changed to whatever Apple Music uses. Because it's more fine. I looked it up what the hell that meant. Because they were like put a big message that they were changing their audio thing. I was like, what the fuck does that even mean? And it was like...
Where they put that?
On their big, I got on one day and it was just a big message.
That is my biggest pet peeve, is they'll do stuff like that.
And you'll never see
any app, they'll put it up. I click it and I think about it. I'm like, man, I should have read that. It's nowhere. It's gone.
You will never see it again, yeah.
And I can't just Google, hey, what was that message I just saw on Snapchat? Hey, what was that message I just saw on YouTube? Because they don't know.
It's actually, you just signed away half your data.
Right.
That's the whole point of it, though.
It's just like, okay, I don't care.
I mean, YouTube just rolled out a thing where they're using AI to detect how old you are and then age restricting you if they think that you're younger than 18 or whatever. And I said, well, I'm screwed because all I do is watch Five Nights at Freddy's and Lego videos and shit like that. So they're going to think I'm 5 years old. So if you can't watch Real Talk Kinda anymore, we'll get Real Talk Kinda locked out of our thing. I also think it's funny is I know when I'm on Real Talk Kinda's page because I'll start watching a video and then get an ad immediately and be like, I gotta get out of here.
I do that there was one day I was on my phone and I was like looking through the recommendeds and I was like, what is this recommending to me? And I was like, oh, I'm on the wrong page. I might honestly still be on the page right now. There's a chance I've been watching YouTube on that page for like...
No, we both...
Which would make sense because my recommendations have been kind of screwed up.
I do think it's funny because, I'll get on there and I'll be like, why the fuck is Good Mythical Morning on here?
It recommends that and Smosh to me. Like, it's got me figured out already. I watched 4 videos on that and it's got me pinned down. I'll say that. Their algorithm works great, but...
You don't care.
That was just guys being dudes right there.
What?
Guys being dudes.
Guys being dudes. Yeah.
I think that's it.
I think honestly, because we're not going to talk about Star Wars at this point.
At this point,
we might as well save it for something else if we're ever going to do that. But we're back. We are better than ever. If you liked the format of this video more than the other videos, let us know if you want us to go back to doing more movies. If you want us to do more, both. Because I was even thinking if you want more of we just go and we talk about whatever kind of episode, we don't need to brand it as real talk.
Yeah, this was kind of poor timing because this is the first time we've really been together for the first time in 2 months, a month and a half.
Yeah.
So we didn't really plan it well because then we did just kind of talk about stuff we would talk about.
But the best thing is tomorrow starts the busiest month of my life at work. So I'm sure we'll get right back to the podcast as soon as possible. We'll be free.
See you in November.
We'll be free. We will be pumping out as much content as we can every other week to you guys, for you guys, because we care about you guys. You guys are amazing. We love making this content. That's it. That's all I gotta say.
That's it.
So, you think we should?
Yeah.
All right. Thank you guys all for watching. I have been your host, Hayden McGraw.
Bye.
Goodbye.